Legal aid is the provision of assistance to people who are unable to afford legal representation and access to the court system. Legal aid is regarded as central in providing access to justice by ensuring equality before the law, the right to counsel and the right to a fair trial. Legal aid is essential to guaranteeing equal access to justice for all, as provided for by Article 6.3 of the European Convention on Human Rights regarding criminal law cases, and Article 6.1 of the same convention both for civil and criminal cases. Especially for citizens who do not have sufficient financial means, the provision of legal aid to clients by governments increases the likelihood, within court proceedings, of being assisted by legal professionals for free or at a lower cost, or of receiving financial aid. A number of delivery models for legal aid have emerged, including duty lawyers, community legal clinics, and the payment of lawyers to deal with cases for individuals who are entitled to legal aid. More informal or general legal advice and assistance may also be provided for free or at low cost through such means as law centers UK. Legal aid movements. Historically, legal aid has its roots in the right to counsel and right to a fair trial movement of the 19th century continental European countries. Poor man's laws waived court fees for the poor and provided for the appointment of duty solicitors for those who could not afford to pay for a solicitor. Initially, the expectation was that duty solicitors would act on a pro bono basis. In the early 20th century, many European countries had no formal approach to legal aid, and the poor relied on the charity of lawyers. Most countries went on to establish laws that provided for the payment of a moderate fee to duty solicitors. To curb demand, legal aid was restricted to lawyer costs in judicial proceedings requiring a lawyer. Countries with a civil law legal system and common law legal systems take different approaches to the right to counsel in civil and criminal proceedings. Civil law countries are more likely to emphasize the right to counsel in civil proceedings, and therefore provide legal aid where a lawyer is required. Common law countries emphasize the right to counsel and provide legal aid primarily in relation to criminal proceedings. In response to rapid industrialization in the late 19th century Europe, trade union and workers' parties emerged that challenged the social policies of governments. They gained passage of laws to provide workers with legal rights in the event of illness or accidents, in an attempt to prevent industrial action by industrial workers. Workers' unions in turn started to provide workers with legal advice on their new economic, social and cultural rights. Demand for these services was high, and in an attempt to provide workers with nonpartisan advice, many governments started to provide legal aid by the early 20th century. Legal aid in England and Wales is administered by the Legal Aid Agency until the 31st of March 2013 by the Legal Services Commission, and is available for most criminal cases, and many types of civil cases. Exceptions include libel, most personal injury cases which are now dealt with under conditional fee agreements, a species of contingent fee, and corporate cases. Family cases are also sometimes covered. Depending on the type of case, legal aid may or may not be means tested, and in some cases legal aid can be free to those on benefits, out of work, and have no savings or assets. Criminal legal aid is generally provided through private firms of solicitors and barristers in private practice. A limited number of public defenders are directly employed by the Legal Aid Agency in public defender service offices. They provide advice in police stations and advocacy in magistrates and crown courts. Civil legal aid is provided through solicitors and barristers in private practice, but also by lawyers working in law centers and not-for-profit advice agencies. General inquiries. Legal Aid Agency. Unit B8. Berkeley Way. Viking Business Park. Jarrow, South Tyneside. NE 311 SF. United Kingdom. Email contactcivil@justice.gov.uk. Civil General Inquiries. 030020002020. Legal Aid Contact UK. For information on how to contact us by post or email, visit the contacts page https://www.gov.uk/guidance or apply for legal aid. Maybe now is a good time to hit the like and subscribe button below.